Okay, and again, with simplifying, sometimes we have to put skills together and simplify problems that look like this. So notice that there's a parentheses in all of these, and then we have some other things on the outside. So the order of operations, similar in algebra as it is with regular numbers, is we have to get rid of parentheses first. So again, we can't subtract here because we do not have like terms. So we have to use the distributive property, and that is 2 multiplications. So I'm ignoring this 8 right now. I'm just focused here on the distributive property. I have to do that first to get rid of the parentheses. I'm going to take a -3 times a 2. And then remember, we're going to start thinking of this, these subtractions, as negatives. If you need to change the sign, you can. That minus 6x is the same as making that a -6. So I'm just going to do that. -3 times 2 is -6. And then I'm going to take a -3 times -6, and that makes a positive 18x. Got to remember that rule, and negative times a negative is positive. And you can't forget about this. This was part of the problem, but not part of the distributive property. I don't multiply the -3 times the 8 because the 8 is not in parentheses. So I'm just going to drop that straight down. And then you've always got to be on the lookout. Is there anything else I can do? So the other thing that you have to look for when you simplify an algebra problem is to see if there are like terms. So parentheses first, and then like terms. So in this case, we see that we have 2 terms here that do not have letters behind them. So we can combine those together, and that's going to be a -6 and a positive 8. And I'm combining a -6 and a positive 8, and the positive wins. The positive wins that, not by 8, but by 2. All right. And then I'm just going to drop down that 18x. That is positive. I'm not going to change the sign of that. And that is our final answer because there was no other x terms to combine with. This is a tricky spot. Some people want to add those because that 2 plus 18 is right there. But again, the 2 doesn't have an x with it, so that's as far as we can go. Another one, similar here. Again, I've got the distributive property because I've got to get rid of the parentheses. So I'm going to multiply 2. And remember, that's a 1x. Anytime we just see a letter by itself, the number in front, called the coefficient, is 1. And then here, 2 times 6 is what I'm going to end up doing. So 2 times 1x, 2 times 1 is 2. And then 2 times positive 6 is a positive 12. And again, I'm not going to distribute the 2 out here to the minus 5x because that is not located in the parentheses. So I'm just going to drop that down. And then I'm going to look for terms that match. And in this case, instead of having numbers, plain numbers, I have variable terms. And notice here I'm including the minus sign with that 5x. So I have a 2x and I have a negative 5x. That's how I think of it. I have 2 x's, and then I have, if you need to change the sign, negative 5x. So if I combine those, we see that negative is winning there in that battle, and it's winning by 3. So the negative 3x comes from negative 5x and 2x. And then I don't have any other plain numbers that can add into there, so I'm just going to drop down the positive 12 as it is, the plus sign and the 12, and that is my final answer again. If you're brave, you can try this one and show me your work and answer tomorrow in class, and earn some class participation points. So I hope to see you with the answer to that one tomorrow.